Oh. 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 Sairam, everyone. Just to, I think, recollect where we were last week. Swami, we are in the 25th chapter of Geetha Vahini. And Swami, after having mentioned about how the 5 elements proliferate to form this world, mentions that he was explaining the difference between the Swarupa and Swabhava of the Atman. And as part of that, the 5 elements compose this world, which is nothing but the Atman. And the Adheya and the Adhar are 2 concepts Swami introduces. What is the basis and which is dependent on something. The Adhara is the Atman. The creation itself is the Adheya, which is dependent on it. And he also goes on to say that to know the unity of these 2, to realize that both these are one, if one comes to know, that person knows the Vedas, what is contained in the Vedas. And the one who strives to realize this unity is the one with Daivi Sampat or divine attributes. And the one who does not strive to realize the unity of these 2 is Asuric or demonic in tendency. Then he goes on to Arjuna's question about how to distinguish the one with divine qualities and demonic qualities. Swami goes on to list the 25 qualities of the Daivi Sampatti, and also further he also explains what Asuric tendencies or demonic tendencies. So I think that's where we are, just to put things into perspective. We will continue from where we left off. Thank you, everyone. Saira. Kalyani, we can continue.
Each one can easily analyze himself and decide to which class he belongs. The class is not decided by physical appearance, possessions, status, or authority. For example, consider Ravana. He had the human form. He was an emperor. He was greater than Kubera, the lord of wealth. But can he be considered part divine for these reasons? No. He is declared a demon on the basis of the gunas he had. 3 qualities form the fundamental basis of all asuric or demonic tendencies. They are kama, krodha, and lobha, lust, anger, and greed. They destroy the self and foster the demon in man. They have to be overwhelmed and overcome by the divine qualities of vairagyam, shantam, and tyagam, detachment, equanimity, and renunciation. They are the warriors to rely on this fight. Foster these warriors, and they will, in a trice, wipe out the forces of demonic influence. Any trace of the foes kama, krodha, and lobha left unsuppressed anywhere is a potential danger. So they must be reduced to ashes. That leads to real success in the struggle for the goal.
Okay, thank you, Kalyani. Auntie, maybe we should read the Telugu.
Sairam.
Yes, Auntie.
ఇట్టి దైవ దానవ అంశములు ఎవరికి వారే వారి వారి స్వభావాలను బట్టి సులభముగా నిర్ణయించుకొనవచ్చును.
Sorry, Auntie, can you start from maybe one paragraph before that?
Yeah. That is పై తెలిపినదను.
Yes, Auntie.
From there, I think in Telugu. పై తెలిపిన దైవ గుణములు కలవారలనే దైవాంశు గల మానవులనియు.
I think English she read from a little earlier than that also, Auntie.
Oh yeah. Pride, pomp, vanity, that we
have discussed, but I think she read it, so we'll just.
Can I read that from there?
Yeah, itti pavitramaina 20, I think from somewhere.
ఇట్టి పవిత్రమైన 25 గుణములు కలవారిదే దైవ సంపత్తి అను. దంభము, గర్వము, దురభిమానము, కోపము, పరులను పీడించేలాగున వంచు స్వభావము, వివేక జ్ఞాన హీనత ఇత్యాది దుర్గుణములు కలవారును దానవాంశమని అందురు. I think it's a big.
Yeah. So Swami says the above mentioned qualities, good, pure qualities, whoever possesses them are those who possess the divine attributes, and whoever has pride, ego, vanity, anger, and hurting others, harming others, and also cheating others, lacking discriminatory quality. These bad qualities, whoever possess, they have demonic attributes and have to be called the demonic attributes.
దానవాంశం. ఆకారమున మానవుల వలె కనిపించునంత మాత్రమున మానవులు కాలేరు అని మాధవుడు పార్థునకు తెలియజెప్పాను.
Just because they possess the human form does not make them eligible to be called human beings. Thus, Madhava, Krishna told Arjuna, the Partha.
Sairam Arun, I want to know number 15, the guna which Swami is explaining about the Daivamsha, Kondamulu Cheppukunduta. What does the English translation say? Kondamulu Cheppukunduta, number 15.
For number 15, refraining from scandal monkery.
Oh, okay. Kondamulu.
Kondamu Swami's scandal is the translation.
Okay. Sorry about that. పై తెలిపిన దైవ గుణములు కలవారలనే దైవాంశుగల మానవులనియు. పై తెలిపిన దైవ గుణములు. The
above mentioned 25 good qualities.
They are దైవాంశుగల మానవుడు. They are దైవాంశుగల మానవులు. Divine qualities, divine.
The human beings possessing divine attributes.
దానవ గుణములు కలవారలనే దానవాంశముతో ధరణ అవతరించిన దానవ మానవులు అనియు తలంచవచ్చును.
Those who have born with demonic tendencies, they can be called demonic human beings.
దానవ మానవ. కొంతమంది మానవులు తమను తాము దైవాంశము కలవారమని తలంచుచుందురు.
A few human beings think that they themselves think that they have divine attributes.
కానీ అందుకు తగిన దైవ గుణములు అన్నియు లేకపోయినప్పటికీ,
but even if they do not have all the divine attributes,
ఏ కొంత మాత్రమైనను దయ, ధర్మ, పరోపకార, శాంతము లైనవు ఉండిన కొంతవరకు దైవాంశమని తలంచవచ్చును.
Even if they possess to some extent the qualities of compassion, charity, help, serving others, and also being peaceful and calm. Such qualities, even if they are present to a small degree, they could be considered to some extent as divine attribute possessing human beings.
అటుల కాక పూర్తిగా విరుద్ధమైన దానవ ప్రవర్తనలే పైన కనిపించుచుండ
Instead of that, completely opposite qualities of demonic nature and conduct, if these can be observed,
అట్టి వారిని దైవాంశమని చెప్ప ఎట్లు వీలగును?
how can these such people be called as possessing divine attributes?
లేని వాటిని ఉన్నట్లు చెప్పుట కానీ,
Whatever is not present, to say it as is.
ప్రదర్శించుట కానీ డంబము అందరు.
Or not demonstrating or depicting these qualities, that tendency can be only called damba, which is pride.
డంబము కూడాను దానవ గుణమే కానీ,
such pride is also a demonic tendency,
దైవ గుణము కానేరదు.
but cannot be a divine attribute.
ఇట్టి దైవ దానవ అంశములు ఎవరికి వారే వారి వారి స్వభావాలను బట్టి సులభముగా నిర్ణయించుకొనవచ్చును.
Such divine and demonic tendencies can be evaluated by each person by themselves, by observing their own nature easily. They can determine for themselves.
వీటికి ఆకారము, ఆస్తిపాస్తులు, పదవి ప్రతిష్ఠులు ఆధారములు కావు.
For this, whether the form or the possessions which they have or the positions they occupy, these cannot be the basis.
ఎటులన రావణుడు మానవాకారుడే, అధికారములో చక్రవర్తి స్థానము.
How this is can be seen by Ravana, who possessed the human form. In authority and power, he was emperor.
ఆస్తిపాస్తుల్లో కుబేర్ను మించినవాడు.
In his possessions, he even exceeded Kubera, the god of wealth.
అంత మాత్రము చేతనే అతనిని దైవాంశమైన మానవుడని తలంతురా?
Just because of that, can he be considered a human being with divine attributes?
కాదు. గుణముల యొక్క స్వభావమును బట్టి రాక్షస సంతతికి చేర్చడమైనది.
Considering his qualities, he has been classed with demons.
అసుర గుణములన్నింటికి కామము, క్రోధము, లోభము అనేది 3 గుణములు హేతువై ఉన్నవి.
For all the asuric or demonic tendencies, the 3 qualities of desire, anger, and greed are the 3 which are the cause.
ఆత్మ వినాశమునకును అసుర వికాసమునకును మూల కారణము పై 3 గుణములే.
These 3 are the causes for demonic tendencies.
ఆత్మ వినాశమునకును
for destruction of one's own self, as well as
అసుర వికాసము,
as for the blossoming of the demonic tendencies. They are the root cause.
మూల కారణంపై 3 గుణములే. వాటిని దైవ గుణములైన వైరాగ్యము, శాంతము. Did she read that? Yes, I think. Kama, Krodha, Lobha,
Yes.
Potential danger, so they must be reduced to ashes. జయించుటకు దైవ గుణములైన వైరాగ్యము, శాంతము, త్యాగము అను ఉత్తమ గుణములే సరి అయిన సైనికులు.
The armies to win over these three bad qualities are the three qualities of detachment, peacefulness, and sacrifice.
ఈ సైనికులను చక్కని శ్రద్ధతో బలపరిచిన నిమిష మాత్రములో కామక్రోధ లోభమును రాక్షస మూలాధార సారథులను నిర్మూలము చేతురు.
So if this army of three qualities are cultivated with determination and focus and strengthened, within a minute the three bad qualities of desire, anger, and greed, which are the demonic in nature, and the drivers can be destroyed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, next sentence I think.
I think some more, auntie. Yes.
దైవత్వమును నిర్మాణము గావింతురు.
They will also establish divinity.
కామక్రోధ లోభము అనుబడు అసురులలో ఏ ఒక్కడు మిగిలి ఉండినా జీవితమునకు ప్రమాదమే.
Even among these three of kama, krodha, and lobha, desire, anger, and greed, even one of them is remaining, it will be a danger for life.
ప్రమాదమే కాన మూడింటిని మంట గలుపవలెను.
Yeah, these three have to be made into ashes, burnt in ashes.
అప్పుడే జీవితము ధన్యము కాగలరు.
Only then life will be sanctified.
Saira.
So Swami is, further explaining how these asuric tendencies what the root cause of these asuric tendencies are also, and how to get over them through vairagya, shanta, and tyaga. And he does not want us to leave even as anything left over. Without residue, they should be burnt to ashes, is what Swami says. So I'll stop here. Anyone would like to share any thoughts or discuss? Please go ahead, Saira.
Saira, Uncle. I think Swami was saying how damba is when even if you don't have something to say that you have it, that's damba.
Yes.
And then what's the difference then between garva and abhimana, durabhimana?
So garva is egoism. I think damba is it's some sort of possessing something and also trying to flaunt it.
Show off.
Showing off. So generally it's a form of vanity. You can say damba is also vanity. Egoism is garva. There's no one better type of feeling. So I think that's the way I understand. And you asked about durabhimana, which also misguided attachment, I would say, is durabhimana. Auntie Saria?
Correct. I have come across this Danava Manava. There are 4 types of 4 groups. It has been divided, human being race. Yeah. One is Danava Manava. No, Danava. Totally the demonic nature. Then if he has something, some qualities of human being, they are called Danava Manava. Then the next category is Manava Manava. He is completely human being. And the fourth category is Daiva Manava. He has got a divine quality.
Divine human being.
Human beings. So these 4 groups we can.
Yes, and
yeah.
Yeah. In the first sentence, where Swami saying, Danava Guna Mulu Kalavaralani, is he saying that they're born with demonic tendencies?
so go back to
Danav Gunavnu Kalavaralne Danavamshmato Dharan Avatarinchina Danav Manavulu.
Yeah, who are born on earth with those qualities, Swami says. Yes.
Dharanu Avatarinchina, those who have been born on this
Earth. So I think last week there was some mention about genetics, but the thing is, genetics is only a physical attribute, whereas these are psychological or mental or subtle tendencies. They are not related to the genes. I think there was a mention of identical twins.
Yeah.
Even if you have conjoined twins, their personalities can be completely different. Their tendencies can be different. Their thought processes can be different. So they are those vasanas with which somebody is born, samskaras with which one is born, whatever is accumulated in the past lives is what I understand. So I think the same vein, Swami is also here also saying that Dhanavas are born on earth, avatarinchu, they are descended on earth with demonic tendencies. Is what Swami says, I think.
Arun, can we say that genetic quality is equivalent to the inherent vasanas? Can we say that? No.
I don't think so, Auntie.
Okay.
Because genetic material itself is physical. It's a gross aspect. It may help somebody express their tendencies, but not necessarily they contain, is my understanding. I may be wrong. My understanding is there may be some subtle genetics involved, so I think that's the way I would say. Because people may be born in the same family, but then people can say, oh, no, different. The unfortunate thing is in the Western science, everything is being looked at from a physical point of view. A physical something is, if they will think the thought process takes place in the brain. But the brain is just an instrument which is used by the mind to express itself through the body. It may be a junction of connection between the subtle and the gross. I think that's the way I would take it. The thoughts don't reside in the brain. The chemicals which help the thought form may be in the brain, but the thought itself arises in the mind, which is beyond the brain, is the way the way Vedantins would say.
For a particular thought to rise in our mind, there must be some kind of background to it.
In the brain, Auntie?
Yeah. Not only the chemical parts interacting with each other, but there must be something else also which makes a person to think in a particular way.
From my understanding, so I will just share, it's not necessarily right. See, the Manomaya Kosha is where the mind, the thought arises. Then that thought gets transmitted to the Pranamaya Kosha, where it's an electric field. That electric field is electric signals are the ones which connect to the brain with the gross world. That's why, Pancha Pranas or whatever we call them. They take the thought which arose in the mind and start moving about in the brain. So I think there's some interaction between that, I think. And through that, then the brain itself starts working, which is actually at the grossest level. It's Annamaya Kosha. So generally, the science ignores both the Pranamaya Kosha and the Manomaya Kosha. The material science generally ignores it. And they think everything rises from the gross. Annamaya. Annam Brahma, that's their thought process, I think. And I'll stop here. Others can share any thoughts, please.
When Swami's saying they avatarin, because does that mean like how Ravana and Hiranyakashipu, they were kind of they came down for a specific purpose, or almost like God kind of ordained it that way?
Kalyani, sorry, is avatar means incarnation. It's not necessary that they're incarnation. Of course, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, you know the story. How those the three brothers, they took 3 avatars to come to the Lord Vishnu. But here, avatar can be taken in a very common language also.
Okay.
Avatarinchinawa, then have you come to this earth? On this earth? Have you come? Even that also can be referred to as avatar.
Okay.
The meaning, of course, what you say is incarnation. But avatara this word can be used in a very common parlance also. Am I right, Arun?
Yes, Santi, yes. The thing is, I think there are places where Swami has also told, all of you are also avatars. In the sense, you also possess the Atman. The Atman has come down. It is just that the amsas which we possess are not Daiva Amsa. See, when everything in this world is an avatar, because Atman has descended to the physical plane. So we also possess an Atman. Unfortunately, the amsas with which we are born are not necessarily totally Devamsa. So I think the word which is used is Devamsa Sambhutas. In Sandhya Nivarni, Swami calls. So the thing is, others are demonic, Dhanavamsa Sambhutas, which is what Swami is talking about. So there's every time a person is born, the Atman is also born. Because the Atman is there, Atman is descended, come down, come really down, and no control over coming down. Whereas Deva, Purna Avataro, divine form, Vishnu Avataro, people use different things. One divinity itself is descending, it is fully in control, and all the amsas which it comes and is born with are completely divine in nature. So that's the way Swami would say. Swami would say, all of you are avatars. There are a couple of discourses where Swami is saying that. But the thing is, we avatar 2 things. The samskaras are all bad, and the hamsas which we are born are not divine. So we have some work to do to realize our real self. That's the way I would put it. As Auntie said, everyone who is born is an avatar inchu.
When in general talks, we always come across this word avatar. Yem avataram ichna. What avataram have you taken today? Then that Rudra avataram taginavati kalchinava ivela. So Swami used to say, Rudra avataram. When you get angry, you become like a Rudra.
In the social media also now, avatars is a very common thing.
Yeah. There was a movie also, Avatar. Huge movie.
This, I think others are all very silent. Maybe
I know.
we should.
We are the only talking.
Yes, Brother Dasan, please go ahead.
Yes, I am, brother. So the vasanas, if the person is coming back from the vasana, some people have the habit of smoking. Some people have the habit of eating betel nuts. that also kind of vasanas, because the previous desire in order to fulfill them, even if we take Ravana, because cursed by the Rishi, then for someone, so they born like that because previous karma. So this is come under vasana. Am I right or wrong? Whether you can explain more.
Yes, you are right, brother. Sai.
Thank,
That's my understanding also.
thank you, brother.
Sairam. Anyone else?
Swami is giving among the Shadripus only Kama, Krodha, Lobha.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, because Swami is only talking the first three. The
First
others are their children.
Moha, Mada, Matsarya, they will come later on.
Yes. And actually, Swami, I don't know, no one else is talking, so I'll just keep the noise. Swami says the three people, famous people or notorious people who have demonstrated these three, Ravana is Kama, Duryodhana is Lobha, and Hiranyakashipu is Kopa,
Krodha.
Krodha. These three qualities, one of these, each of these possessed, and that was the ruin of themselves and everyone around them. Swami says, so Hiranyakashipu was Krodha, Duryodhana was Lobha, and Ravana Kama. Swami has mentioned this also.
Brother,
Yes,
Duryodhana, you said Lobha?
yes, Lobha. He did not want to share. Wanted everything
Oh,
for
okay,
himself.
okay. I got it. Okay. Oh, that is mean Lobha. Okay. Yeah.
Greed.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
I think if everyone is, I think no one wants to dwell on these negative qualities, it looks like. So we will proceed further.
Okay, next.
Desires and attachments are as roots to the tree of life. When the roots are cut asunder, the tree dies. The rate of decline depends upon the speed and effectiveness of the cutting asunder. It will keep sprouting even if a single root is intact. It will not go dry or die. Remove every single root, then the tree perishes and becomes dead wood. The boast of men that they have destroyed all roots is vain if the tree of life is green and growing. So too, the Maya that has possessed the Jivi will perish in proportion to the uprooting of desire, the desire that binds. Some engage themselves in dhyana after reducing to some extent only a few urges and desires. They do not achieve full concentration, nor are they tossed by uncontrolled agitations. They are caught in the intermediate level. What is the reason for this state of things? Full concentration can come only from full control of desire. Hence, it is declared that Kama, Krodha, and Lobha are demons that harass men, demons assuming fearful and ugly forms. But it is not a calamity to have ugly faces or frightful forms. At worst, they may be called repulsive. That is all. It is the repulsive character, the ugly nature, that marks the calamity. A person may be beautiful in appearance. He may have a parrot-like chatter that is sweet to the ear. But for these reasons, he cannot be regarded as divinely endowed, born with divine parts, Daivamsha. If demonic nature simmers in them, physical beauty and sweetness of voice cannot entitle them for divinity. The words that emanate from them are vulgarized into hammer strokes and dagger thrusts. Thus, Asuri Sampat, devilish quality, and Daivi Sampat, divine quality, are related to the qualities that compose the nature and behavior of the individual, and not to the physical form and appearance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I read the Telugu?
Yes, Auntie, please.
ఎటులన వృక్షమునకు వేరు వేరు లేటు ఎటువంటివో జీవులకు ఆశాపాశములు అటువంటివి.
How it is just the way the roots are essential for a tree, the desires and the attachments are for life.
వేర్లు అంతకు అంతకు తీసివేసిన వృక్షము అంతకంతకు వృద్ధి తగ్గిపోను.
How much, what the extent to which you destroy the roots, to that extent, the tree also will slow down in its growth.
ఏ యొక్క వేరు ఆధారముగా ఉన్నను వృక్షము కూడా ఎండి రాలదు, చావదు. వేర్లు పూర్తిగా వేసిననే చెట్టు చచ్చి కూలిపోవును.
Even if one root is there as support, the tree will not completely die, or it will not
decay or
decay. Yeah, decay, I would say. If all the roots are completely removed, then the tree will die.
Yeah. అట్లు చావక కూలక ఎండక చెట్టు నిలిచియుండియు వేర్లు పూర్తిగా తీసివేసితిమని చెప్పవార్ల మాటలు బూటకములు కాగలవు.
So people who say when the tree is not dead and it's still flourishing, then such people who, when they say that they have removed all the roots completely, such talk is only pure
బూటకం అంటే షోయింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో. బూటకము తాట్ பூட்டுன்னு சொல்ற பூட்டகம், அதாவது showing off them.
They are just boasting. It's just
boasting.
Empty boast.
Empty boasting. అటులనే జీవుల యొక్క ఆశాపాశములు అంతకంతకు తగ్గించుకొనిన అంతకంతకు జీవుడు ఆదేశించిన మాయ క్షమించును.
So in the same way, if a human being slowly reduces the desires to the extent to which the person has controlled or removed desires, that person will be freed from Maya to that extent.
Yeah. కొంతమంది ధ్యాన సాధనలో చేయువారు కొన్నింటిని మాత్రమే అరికట్టి ధ్యానమును చేతురు.
A few people, when they take up dhyana, they control a few desires alone and then they take up meditation.
అట్టివారు అటు సంపూర్ణ ఏకాగ్రత కుదరక ఇటు చంచలత్వము లేక మధ్యావస్థలో బుద్ధిని చేరుకొందురు.
Such people will not be able to master one-pointedness, and in some in-between state, the buddhi or the intellect will be, it will not be able to join. What is the reason?
మధ్యావస్థలో బుద్ధిని చేరుకొందురు. They are in the middle.
They are in the middle. They are somewhere in the intermediate stage.
Intermediate stage. పూర్ణ ఏకాగ్రత కలుగు వలనన్న పూర్ణముగా ఆశాపాశలు దూరము కావలెను.
If they want to have complete one-pointedness in their meditation, they have to completely remove and destroy or distance all the desires and attachments.
ఎప్పుడు పూర్ణ ఏకాగ్రత కుదరలేదో తాను అన్ని ఆశాపాశములు విడువలేదని అర్థము.
If one person is unable to have complete one-pointedness, which means that they have not given up all their desires and attachments completely.
అందులకే కామ క్రోధ లోభములు మానవునకు పట్టిన కఠిన రాక్షసులని అందురు.
Therefore, that's the reason the kama, krodha and lobha, the desire, anger and greed are the demons who have captivated
రాక్షసులు వికార ఆకారములు కలిగి ఉందురు కదా అని తలుంతురేమో.
We think that the Rakshasa demons have very deformed bodies.
ఆకార మాత్రమున వికారం ఉండిన ప్రమాదం అంతా ఉండేది కాదు.
Just because the form itself is deformed does not mean that there's something wrong, something dangerous.
దానిని వికార ఆకారముని మాత్రమే చెప్పవచ్చును.
That is, you can only say it is just a deformed form.
రాక్షస గుణాకారులే లోకానికి ప్రమాదకారులు.
Only those with demonic tendencies or qualities are the ones who pose a danger to the world.
రూపములు అందచందముగా ఉండినంత మాత్రమున,
just because the human form is very beautiful,
అట్టి వారిను దైవాంశమును పుట్టిన పవిత్ర మానవులని తలంచరాదు.
one cannot say that they are all divine beings born in human forms.
అట్టి వారల్లో దానవ గుణములే తాండవమాడుచుండిన వారి అందచందములను కూడాను దానవ గుణములు సారీ ఇట్స్ ఎ బిగ్ సెంటెన్స్. అట్టి వారల్లో దానవ గుణములే తాండవమాడుచుండిన వారి తాండవమాడుచుండిన.
In such people, if only the demonic tendencies are dancing about in themselves, in them,
వారి అందచందములను కూడాను దానవ గుణములు నానా వికారముగా మార్చును.
their demonic tendencies will even make their beautiful forms into a deformed kind.
వారి మాటలు కడకు సుత్తి ఏటు కత్తి పోటులుగా మారును.
Their soft words or sweet words can be daggers or hammers.
Hammer stroke. Yes. It can be like a hammer stroke or the sharp
a dagger auntie. Short knife.
Yeah. కాన దానవ దైత్య సంపత్తి గుణములు దానవ దైవ సంపత్తి గుణములలో చేరినదే కాని కాయములతో కాదు అని తెలుసుకొనవలను.
So therefore one has to understand that the demonic tendencies are based on qualities and not based on the physical form. Thus we have to understand.
దానవ దైవ సంపత్తి ఎడుకున్నరియా దానవ దైన సంపత్తి ఓహో దానవదైన సంపత్తి. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was Swami is mentioning but Daiva Sampatti also. No.
He has not mentioned.
Yeah. Only Danavatva. Kayamulito. It's not according to the body structure, but
physical
body structure, but it belongs to that nature or the
gunas or qualities.
Saira.
Thank you.
Asha Pasha, is it like the bonds of desire?
Yes, Asha, yeah, you can say Asha Pasha, bonds of desire also, you can say, yes, that's right.
But generally, that word is used together. Asha Pasha.
Okay.
Bondage is, that's why I said attachment, yani.
Mm.
Yeah, ideally it's, yes. The bonds of desire or bondage, desire, yeah.
Is for life.
Yeah, Pasha is actually a rope,
Mhm.
you know, which binds, it's a noose or something like that. It's, you know,
Noose.
the noose.
And Swami saying it's Jivulaku. So for life itself?
Jivulak means people who are Jivi, plural of Jivi is Jivula, Jivulu. That means human beings, living.
Okay. Because the English is tree of life, but Swami's just saying for people.
People.
Just the way the roots are essential to the tree,
Yes.
the attachment and desires are
For human, or not all beings, living beings.
Okay.
Just like roots are for the tree, the attachments and desires are for the living beings.
Sairam, Bhagawan, how come you are saying the roots are for tree and attachment and desire for living beings? The roots for tree is the base, right?
Yes.
Then how come the desire and attachment for the other living being? It has a base too? No.
The roots actually feed, not only bases, sister, they also feed and keep the tree flourishing.
Okay, so how come then the desire and how that is relating? I didn't know, because we are comparing these two, right? For the living beings, attachment and desire.
Yes, good question, sister. I will ask anyone to volunteer the answer.
So, Sairam, brother, I
Yes,
try
go
my
ahead.
best. The desire and attachment is the main cause of the all three karma, krodha, lobha. So if you want to destroy that one, it's like a tree. If you want to cut the tree, if you want to make the tree to dead, you have to remove all the roots. If you take the banyan tree, you have to cut even the roots coming from the branches too. If you leave one root, it's not going to die. Same thing, you have to cut all your desire and attachment, then only you can come out from the bad karma, krodha, lobha thing. Then your mind is going to become. Here the trees Swami is comparing, if you want to completely make it dead. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Hare Ramana. So I was just thinking about the same kama krodha. Even as we go about in trying to remove all of that roots of desire, simultaneously, if we have in the place of desire for the world, desire for God, then it's the same thing. Even as we deweed, we also sow there a strong desire for God. So it's like how we take the thorn and then remove the other thorn, and then, of course, we throw both the thorns away. In the same fashion, can we put it in a way that intense desire to attain God or have that feeling of love towards God? That is one. And krodha can be channelized to feeling that kind of an intense anger where day after day is going by, and that kind of a thing, that what is the kind of progress. Any of these which gets channeled, we have the same thing, but it is channeled to away from the world and towards God. That again, we, in one sense, we have the tool which we use towards the world. If we flip it back to seeing what we can do uh, to go closer to God, would help at least towards the start of that journey.
Thank you, Sai Satish. Anyone else would like to share anything, please? Any thought? Sister Aruna, I think your question, though answered, I thought I would just add to complement that. I think your
Thank you.
question is, isn't God our support? Why is desire the support?
Yes,
Yes.
the
I understand.
attachment and desire.
The thing is, as human beings, our separation from divinity, the jiva comprises a separate existence from the world, God. For that separateness, the true roots are desire and attachment. So as long as that remains, we will always be separate from God, and we will not become one with God. So that separateness or the ignorance is actually taking its sustenance from desire and attachment. Yeah. So that has to be gotten rid of, so that what remains is divinity, and only then we can become one with the Lord. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, brother.
Silence.
So,
Sorry.
sorry, Auntie, you go ahead.
As long as we have the desires and attachment, we will be binding ourselves to this life. It's a sansara. Again and again, we have to be born just to satisfy those desires. And again, we are bound by it. That's how even if a single root is intact, the tree will not go dry. So also the asha, that is desire, and pasha, that it binds you. That desire binds us to this world. That's how I feel, Saira.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. Yes, Kalyani.
And later, Swami saying, when the tree is not dead and is flourishing, such people, when they say they have removed all their roots completely, that is just empty boasting. So when the tree is not dead and is flourishing, is that just, what is that referring to?
Very nice question.
That's a good question. Yes.
I will open it up. Anyone would like to answer that? So what is this tree which is flourishing, and why Swami call it Damba? You to say that we have divine qualities. See, in this world, everyone thinks, oh, sorry, somebody wanted to say something, and sorry, anyone would like to say something? I think Pradasan or Sakwanti. Okay,
It's
no.
okay, brother. Go ahead, brother.
You can go ahead, brother. I always go ahead.
I'm okay, brother, now.
Okay, that's fine. So I think all of us think that we are good. I think this is completely addressed to us, because we think that we are good, others are not good. Swami says, just because you may think that you have one or two good qualities, you cannot think that you have also divine attributes. We are, we are devotees and all that. I think it's addressed to it. We even sometimes we may pride ourselves that we are Swami do. Just the fact that we are coming and studying, we are spending time. Good. Swami is addressing all this, and he would say that it doesn't necessarily mean that you have Daiva Sampati. For that, then he gives three things which will demonstrate that even to some extent, if those are present: compassion, charity, and Shanti, I think. Three things. We are not unaffected by anything. If we possess these three, then to some extent, Swami says you can say you have some divine qualities. Some solace, Swami, so that, we're not completely out in the, but as soon as we have Damba, Swami says, we pride ourselves, then right away we fall into the Danava category, or demonic category. I think that's what I understand. I will stop here. Anyone else can share.
So, Sairam, brother, if we take a tree, if we want to, if we give if the root is good, that, and you can see the tree is a healthy tree. But same thing, if we take our karma, krodha, lobha, if you want to make it health, if you want to grow those kind of things, we have to have more desire, we have to have more attachment. Now, if you want to kill that one, then you have to come out from all desire and attachment. Then it will die. So same thing, the tree, if you kill the root, it will die too. So once here karma, krodha die, then we can reach to the Lord. Thank you.
Thank you.
So is that if we take any little pride, or if you get any feeling of pride in being like a good person or something like that, then that's like us being having the tree that's flourishing, but saying that the roots are cut. That kind of, so it's just saying that we should never have any sort of like feeling or thought of pride, or even about our good qualities. Is that correct? Is that what Swami's trying to convey there?
I think it's, I think that's what Swami's, that's my understanding also, Kalyani. I don't know whether others have some other take on this. I'll open it up for others to share their thoughts.
So as long as that thought is coming to our heads, we still have this feeling of individuality, and so we're not there yet. That kind of meaning.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, Uncle, the next line also, the extent to which that, can you just read that one again? Atulane
Yes.
Jivani.
Okay, 1 second. I will just. Shama, not that one.
Not that one. Which paragraph?
The line, it ends in Aveshin Chinamaya Shamin Chunu.
Oh, Aveshin Chinamaya Shamin Chunu. Correct. ఓకే అటులనే జీవుల యొక్క ఆశా పాశములు అంతకంతకు తగ్గించుకొనిన అంతకంతకు జీవునికి ఆదేశించిన మాయ శమించును.
Yeah, to the extent to which we are putting control over the desires, to that extent the Maya will calm down. You know, it will be reduced.
It will be suppressed. Can we say
suppressed? Thank you, Auntie. Suppressed. Yes, that's right.
Shaminchunu means suppressed?
Yeah, you can say Shaminchunu.
Yeah. Dhamma Shama, when we say, is it Shama? It's control, it's control.
I think it's control, exactly. So Maya can be controlled also. We can
controlled,
say.
I think we can
Because
use
the root word is Sham. You know,
Shama.
Sham. That means, yes.
Yeah.
And so Aveshinchana Maya is like, so the Maya, which is, the Avesha means to cover, is that right?
Yeah, you could say which cover also, you can say. In this case, Avesha has multiple meanings, it's some cases, some.
Is it Adeshinchina or Aveshinchina?
I don't know, the version we have is Aveshinchana.
I have got Adeshinchina.
Yeah, so.
That's why.
Yeah, it's Aveshinchana.
Adeshinchina is the
Adeshinchana is also right, Kalyani, because Adeshinchana may be a bit more correct.
What does Adeshinchana mean?
Maya has.
It has found a place,
Oh, okay.
Yes, Auntie?
It has taken refuge.
Yes, I would say.
Adeshinchina Maya. Jivanaku Adeshinchina Maya.
They were come to take root, found a place. That's the way I would put it.
But I think it is Aveshinchana Maya is better, I feel.
Yeah, with similar one is entering sort of thing, it is taking possession. Avesinchina means taking possession.
Possession of the jiva.
That way also you can say. Finding a place is Adesinchina. I don't know how you want to. Maya takes root or Maya takes over.
Takes over. Maya takes over.
So that it's taking over, that is sort of reduced, diminished.
It can be.
So you can diminish that to the extent to which you cut down your desires.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So yeah, so the more you reduce your desires, the less Maya has any control over you.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So Sairam, brother. So suppose if we have the more desires, I wanted to buy another bigger house. So once you decided, you think about your age and you think about your goal in the spiritual side, then you'll think this is not permanent. Anytime, why you had to waste your time? And so that means whatever the Maya within you will go down. Okay, this is not the right thing to do. That kind of decision you can make it. Thank you, brother Saira.
Thank you, brother.
And then the next line, Swami saying, when people take up dhyana, they only control a few desires. So such people, they will be in some in-between, their buddhi will be in some in-between state. Is that what Swami?
Yeah, that's what Swami says. Ultimately the buddhi is the one which sort of drives the mind, you can put mind under control. So that buddhi itself may not be able to control the mind which has a few desires in store. See, that's what happens to many people. If Duryodhana tells Krishna, I know all that is good, but unable to practice it. Because once desires come, even if you have the buddhi becomes useless. It cannot control, I think, guide.
Desire overpowers. Desire overpowers the discrimination. It is so strong.
It's just like, if he likes, even somebody sick and diabetic, if the desire takes for sweet exists, any amount of advice, even the person knowing, cannot control until the desire for sweet is given up. This discrimination is powerless. I think something like that is what I understand.
Just a quick question. I think Brother Sai Satish might have said, but I didn't hear clearly. So we are talking about desires more in the context of demonic nature, asuric, right? Bad desires, not the sattvic, but desire for attainment of, liberation or love for God. Are we taking that? Are we talking about that as well?
Sai Satish, I think you're called upon to respond.
Yeah, first of all, I'm coming back after a couple of sessions, so pardon my this thing if I'm not able to answer this, but whatever little from what I've gathered from today's session is, of course, the desire and attachment have to be cut for the individuality to be lost. I was just trying to tell it in the context of the individuality, because we have desire in us, we have attachment, but it is just where we place our desire and what we attach to. And if that is done with the feeling to become selfless, then the individuality and dambam and all of that is also lost. Because like what Anna was saying earlier, feeling that I am doing something good from the point of view of really feeling that Swami, I'm trying to do something to reach you is one feeling, versus I am holier than somebody else, which again builds individuality. So the question comes down to, if my journey towards Swami is helping me lose my individuality, then that means I am turning the desire from the one towards world to the one towards God, which is also taking away anything of the dambam and all of that. So as long as the individuality is lost, I think the tree of that existence of an individual who has kama, who has krodha, who has lobha, who has mada, all of that arshad vargas vanish. And that is where taking that step towards Swami and keeping Swami always in focus and taking every desire away, yeah, it's like keeping that intense desire to become one with Swami, the focus which will take away everything else. I don't know if I answered your question, but
No, it's clear. Yeah, it basically you remove your individuality. So that desire should take away the individuality, and then all other pieces actually fall in place.
exactly. The desire to become desireless is the highest of desires, but ultimately that also has to be given up. Right.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share anything or discuss anything? It's actually, we are going on to the next chapter, 26th.
26.
Just in that sentence where it says Attivara laku purti ekagrata kudaraka itu
Kudaraka.
kudaraka. So the itu chanchalatva what does that part mean?
Fickle-mindedness. Chanchalatva is fickle-mindedness.
Okay, so the buddhi is in the in-between state and it is fickle as well? Is that?
No, there is no either ekagrata, one-pointedness, or the chanchala vritti. That's fickle-minded.
Yeah.
They're in between. They're caught in between, such people.
Okay.
They don't have that full ekagrata, or they don't have full chanchalatva, but they're in the middle.
Okay.
మధ్యవస్థలో బుద్ధిని చేర్చుకొందురు.
The buddhi is in the mid. The buddhi is joined in the middle.
It's hanging. Neither this way.
Yeah. Something like Trishanku Swargam,
Yeah, correct.
neither here nor there type of situation.
But I guess that's better than being fickle-minded completely.
Yes, of course. Swami is giving some credit.
Okay.
Swami is giving some credit. Because this is Konta Varaku. They have established control over to some degree.
Yeah.
So Swami is giving some credit to that partial progress. I think. But I think why? Sorry, Auntie, go ahead.
No, please go.
No, yeah. So the reason I think because many of us worry, how come we are meditating and sometimes we are troubled, we can't focus. Swami is just giving us the root cause of the problem, so that we don't know where to find the problem. First of all, you have to identify what is causing the problem. The cause of the problem, Swami is saying, is desires and attachment.
Asha.
So I think that's that's a help Swami is providing us.
Yeah.
Many of us think, we are not progressing. We are meditating and meditating and meditating. Nothing is happening. We don't reach that state. And for that, Swami is being helpful and telling us, look here, this means you have to look at your desires and cut down a few more. So that you will have a bit more one-pointed.
It is the experience of all of us.
Yes.
But I don't include others. Myself, I'm talking. But here, when Swami is speaking about desires, it is only for the worldly things that desires are there. But if that can be replaced by the desire to the Lord, to obtain the Lord, to reach the Lord, that would be ideal. then we can get rid of this, that we can completely cut off that root.
The
And
other
then
desires.
the other desires. Yeah.
I think which is what Sai Satish was.
Sai Satish said.
Yes.
But we are still in this mundane world, we are talking about mundane desires and that attachments to these worldly things. (4:11) now. You can go, I think, just if there is nobody to ask any question.
Yes, I think everyone
This
is.
chapter requires a lot of self-reflection, introspection. My God. It reminds me of the other day we had study circle and this came desires, and some of our ladies were saying, oh, with Swami's grace, I have less desire for saris now. Now I'm reading, even talking about that is not required. Right? Saying that I have less saris. We were just talking that before we had like 100 saris, you have to choose one. Now out of 5, I can take one. So I said, maybe it's a age. With age, you are, have less desires. So, but talking just about, how we are working on it or improving itself is, we didn't cut the roots. Still a lot of work need to be done.
Shivani, you have only 5 saris?
No, auntie, not I. I was not saying, but
I'll come and check.
But you know what? You have a very good question. Very, very nice. The other day, I had a discussion with my sister and we were talking. Long time, I don't know. I might be wrong, Brother Arun, but it's just something I know. I read, Swami said, that even if you buy, that is my interpretation. For example, if I'm buying a black pants or green sari, I'll make sure that I have that color. I'm not going to buy because I'm liking it. Either I give away that one, I am buying because I like, but I make sure I donate that one. That's the practice I have been doing. It's not the perfect one, but something I know that, Swami, I said, if of course, I feel that if you're in this world, yes, you have to live in this world, but at the same time, don't just pile up saris and saris, and you have no idea how many do you have. So I can count. Yes, I can count, but I don't have 5 saris. I have more than that.
So, sister, are you saying that you're not adding a root, but you're just replacing the root?
Yes. Yes. So I have to cut those roots for sure, for sure.
Slowly she is watering those roots.
Yes. But this chapter is so much, I mean, especially the asuric qualities, you have so much internalization. Sit back, I think I have to personally read this chapter a couple more times, but yeah, great discussion. Thank you so much.
Silent, sister. If everyone is okay, we can go to the next chapter, I guess, 26th one. There are 2 more chapters left. I think I would just like to ask everyone, we are almost coming to the end of this Vahini, but if you can let us know in advance, what would you be interested in taking up as the next Vahini to study? That'll be useful.
Yeah.
Please keep in mind and think about it and let us know. So we can go to the 26th chapter, sister.
Yeah, I'll just read the first 2 paragraphs, maybe.
Yeah, enough. I think time is not there.
Krishna, you said that the Daivic, divine, and the asuric, demonic natures of man are the consequences of acts and feelings that had impact on the individual in previous births. Since it is impossible to escape from such impacts, what is the fate of those who are condemned to carry with them this burden? Are there any means by which this can be avoided? Or can their consequences be mitigated? If such exist, please tell me those, for I could save myself thereby. Arjuna asked thus, in order to draw out from the Lord the remedy for all mankind. Krishna gave an immediate answer. There is no paucity of means. Listen. There are 3 types of gunas, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. They are based on the antakarana, the inner consciousness. That too is dependent on the intake of food. You are what you feed on. Your activities shape your nature. So at least in this birth, by regulating food and activity, ahara and vihara, man can overcome the asuric tendencies that tend to prevail upon him. He can promote sattvic tendencies through planned self-effort. This advice was tendered lovingly by the Lord to the eager inquirer Arjuna.
Okay. Can I read?
Yes, Auntie.
Chapter 26. Krishna, itti daivadanavu gunamulaku janmantara punya papa samskaramule karanamulani telipitiri kada.
Krishna, for this kind of qualities which are demonic or divine, which are coming from birth, for this, birth after birth, for this, the sins and meritorious actions are the cause, thus you explained.
అట్టి జన్మాంతర పుణ్య పాపముల సంస్కారములను తప్పించుకొన వీలు లేకున్న అట్టి వాని గతి ఏమగును?
These sins and merits which are coming from birth after birth, these samskaras or refinements, from these to escape, is there a way? And if not, what is the lot of people?
దానిని తప్పించుకొని ఉత్తమ సంస్కారమును పొందగల మార్గము ఏమైనా కలవా?
To escape from these and cultivating superior or supreme refinements, to get that, is there any path?
అట్లు ఉండిన వాటి విషయమును వివరించిన విని తరించగలను.
If such exists, if you can explain such topics, then I would like to listen and I can escape from this.
అని అడుగుతూ ప్రజాక్షేమమును కోరి అందరి తరపున ఆర్తుడై ప్రార్థించాడు.
Thus, Arjuna, for the benefit of everyone, all human beings, he asked this question on behalf of everyone, seeking in a seeking manner. He asked, prayed.
అందులకు కృష్ణుడు మరుక్షణమే బావా మార్గములు లేకపోలేదు.
For that, Krishna in the next moment said, "Oh, my brother-in-law, there is no dearth of path."
గుణములు 3 రకములు.
In qualities or characteristics, there are 3 kinds.
ఒకటి సాత్వికము, రెండవది రాజసికము, మూడవది తామసికము. ఇవి అంతఃకరణంపై ఆధారపడి ఉంటును.
The first one is sattvic nature. The second one is rajasic nature. The third one is tamasic nature. These are all dependent based on the inner instrument.
అంతఃకరణము ఆహారంపై ఆధారపడి ఉన్నది.
The inner instrument is dependent or based on the food.
ఎట్టి తిండి ఆహారమును తిందురో అట్టి గుణములు అలవడును.
Whatever the food a person eats, that kind of quality will be available, I would say. Alavadunu. Alavadunu means Santi, what should I say?
గుణములు
Alavadu means, your familiarity, with something of that.
ఆదత్ ఆదత్తన ఇది என்னது சொல்ல అలవాటు.
Yes.
అలవాటున నేచర్ இல்ல அது என்னது ஹேபிட்டா
Habit.
Gunambulu alavadu, habitat.
Accustomed, you'll be accustomed to that or something like practiced.
Etti gunamulu
Sorry,
kalu.
can I repeat the full
Sorry?
sentence?
It'll become your habit.
Whatever food the person eats,
Yes.
Yeah. It becomes
that
his
kind
habit.
of quality
The
will be.
qualities of that food will be that person's
Expressed.
expressed. Yeah, expressed.
ఎట్టి గుణములు కలుగునో అట్లు ప్రవర్తించగలరు.
Whatever the qualities, the person's conduct will be also similar.
కాన జన్మాంతర పుణ్య పాప సంస్కారములచే కొన్ని దైవ దానవ ప్రవర్తనలు కలిగి ఉండినను.
So, if based on the merits and sins, birth after birth, according to them, a few divine and demonic tendencies will be present.
ఈ జన్మమునైనను అట్టి దానం గుణములను బలపరచు ఆహార విషయములు అరికట్టి సాత్విక ఆహార విషయమును అభివృద్ధి పరచుకున్నా.
So at least in this birth, one can avoid food which actually strengthens the demonic tendencies and increase food which will help in the growth of the sattvic qualities.
తప్పక ఎట్టి దానం సంస్కారములైనను కొంత మార్చుకొనవచ్చును.
So whatever the tendency of demonic tendencies one may possess, that can be changed to some extent. Or
అని చల్లని విషయములను ఉల్లమునకు చల్లని విషయములు ఉల్లము అండ్ దెన్ మెల్లగా తెలిపిన.
so
use all the words.
such cooling thoughts which can which can be for the heart, pleasing to the heart, he softly conveyed.
Yeah.
I tried my best.
సో కొన్నట్లు మెల్లగా తెలిపినాడు. Softly he spoke to him. That's it, I think. She is advised tender lovingly by the Lord to the eager inquirer Arjuna. Swami is showing here is that poetic nature which he has. Yes.
A question. So, if a person born with those asuric qualities, there is a possibility because of your past acts and deeds, whatever you did, you born with those qualities, some danav manav kind of combination. However, one can overcome through regulating food and activities, right? So my question is,
Swami has so far talked about only food, sister.
yeah,
Swami has not touched.
but in the previous chapter we are talking about people born with some asuric qualities.
Yes,
and then
yes.
Arjuna is asking, okay Krishna, because of the past karmas and the feelings and the act, I born with that. Okay, so with my food I can kind of mitigate those. So my question is, if I'm born with asuric qualities, but I need to have that buddhi that the food can take care of, can mitigate that.
Yes, Swami says food either strengthens a particular tendency, whether it's demonic or sattvic, and Swami says accordingly we should regulate the food.
So what is a way out of a person who born with demonic qualities, have no idea that food can help to some extent to come out of that demonic quality?
Only Swami knows, sister. I think we have at least come to know. So I think, I think what we do with that, I think would help. And I think also people, when they see someone who is, see, always, even for us to pursue anything, a person who is demonstrating sattvic nature may communicate that to the person, if somebody says, why, see, that is the way everyone comes to know. God is very kind. Everyone comes to know of people who are of such nature, and then they would come to know that by food. And in our case, if they don't know, maybe they are one day they will come to know.
Yeah.
Because God is not going to let them also go. But I think as far as we are concerned, we have come to know. So that's all matters.
Yeah. Okay.
Even in the Mahabharata war, only Arjuna was told by Krishna. What about all the others? But Arjuna can't ask, what about others? Krishna will say, you do what you have to do. I will take care of the others. I think that's the way.
But at the same time, we can share this knowledge with others.
Yes.
If they're ready to listen to us, we can always share.
Yeah, as Bhagawan said.
Krishna himself is telling, I am waiting for people who would listen to me. In the previous chapter, he's telling. So Krishna is waiting. I don't know who can win.
And the activities, what they're referring here, activity?
Swami has not mentioned activity yet, sister.
Okay.
But Swami says, but I don't know, in the translation, vihara is also given, but ahara vishyamulu arikatti satvik ahara vishyamulu abhivritti. Swami has not mentioned vihara yet.
And vihara, the translation is activity, right? Not behavior.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
But the word vihara is not, I didn't find it in Telugu yet.
No, Telugu we have not it.
Yes. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. I'd like to add some points here.
Yes.
So the food is the one connecting the mind and the body. So if we don't give the proper food, properly cooked, properly, not purchased properly and everything, those kind of things is not going to give a good mind status. So we studied before, because everything depending on what type of food. So most of the people we are using the microwave and we are eating the food. That also not good, because we cannot offer the food to the Lord. We never put in the food to the microwave. We all saying your Atma is there within us. Why you are offering the food to us within the microwave? So, but we never do that for the Lord. Same thing, those kind of things will bring you a sattvic nature below. So everything's depend on the food, how you consuming, that will determine the sattvic nature. So, thank you, brother Sairam.
Sairam, brother. Swami has not mentioned microwave yet, but
we have to cook the food. We cannot eat the old. Anyway, that come under stale food. We are keeping it for a long time, and we are cooking again.
Yes, brother. Yes.
Thank you, brother Sairam.
So I think, yes, Andy, go ahead.
Of course, ideally, it is good to eat the fresh food, freshly cooked food. But, now times have changed, and women are not supposed, and they don't like to be in the kitchen forever, morning, evening. So whatever food is left in the fridge, we have to microwave it and eat it. There is no other way. I mean, I'm practically speaking, I'm just sharing my opinion. Sairam.
Sairam. So I think people can use either stove or microwave to heat, but I think Brother Dasan is talking about old food. But I think more than old food, Swami has also talked about other kinds of food which can cause negative qualities. I think maybe, I don't know whether he mentions. I think Swami will mention. So hopefully, Swami's brother Dasan, we will wait. Swami will talk about water, what is cooked in water, what is cooked in oil, and all that. Then we will have a seminar on cooking.
Thank you, brother.
Sairam.
Sairam. I think it's 4:31. We will close today. And we will meet next week. Saira. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, everyone. Thank you.
Sairam.
Sai Ram.
Sairam.
Sairam.